While as world leaders meet in New York for the United Nations General Assembly, one of the biggest issues on the table is the crisis in Syria. Remember, the U.S. and Russia have been working on a deal for Syria to surrender its chemical weapons to the international community, following reports of a deadly sarin gas attack last month. The agreement seeks to avoid a U.S. military response, and the framework for it is largely set. But the commander of the Free Syrian Army rebel group has given an interview to Fox News in which he claims that the deal must include the threat of military action. The senior correspondent Eric Shawn conducted that interview and is live with more at the UN. Eric, tell us about this interview a bit more.
Yeah, hi, Trace. Salim Idris was one of Bashar al-Assad's top generals. In fact, he was a brigadier general. That is, until he defected last year. Now he is commanding the Syrian Free Army, which are not only fighting his former colleagues and the troops he once commanded, but also the Islamists. I conducted the interview over Skype from within Syria, and he had harsh words for his former boss, Bashar al-Assad, accusing Assad and the regime of playing games with the international community. And as for the UN resolution that now out over the chemical weapon stockpiles, Russia continues its defiance, saying it will not support a UN resolution here if the threat of force is included, if Assad does not comply. Well, about all that, General Idris had this blunt message for the Security Council. If the resolution does not include the threat of force, the Russians are fighting that, as you know, is that acceptable to you, or must it have the threat of force?
It must have the threat of force, and this regime don't understand any other language.
And for supporting Assad, he says that Russia and the Iranians are both supporting the killing of the Syrian people, Trace.
And Eric, this rebel commander is blaming the world for not doing enough.
Yeah, this has been going on for 2.5 years. Russia has vetoed 3 Security Council resolutions in this building. He says the world must do more for the Syrian people. You know, here are some of the tragic statistics. 2 million people have fled. More than 4 million Syrians have been displaced. 100,000 plus killed at a rate of 1,000 a week. Like the Nazis, he would like to see a trial of Assad and the regime for crimes against humanity.
It is very important not only to put the chemical weapons and materials under international control, but to bring the murderer and the criminal president and his very close circle to justice.
And he also says, despite claims of cooperation, he will present evidence, his group will, that Assad continues to try and hide chemical weapons, Trace.
Eric Shawn live for us at the United Nations. Eric, thank you.